We had a glass of wine and we kissed.
Then we fell in love.
Remember the first time that he physically hit you?
Yes. I asked him about the tattoo he has on his arm. He said it says wino, and I laughed and slapped me across the face. He said, "You think it's so funny? You think it's funny, bitch? You think you're a funny bitch?" And he slapped me again. God, did he just hit me?
Misheard in her frustration and in her rage and her anger, she would strike out. It could begin with a slap. It could begin with a shove. It could begin with, throwing a TV remote at my head.
E o amor se transformou em ódio. Johnny Depp versus Amber Heard, do começo ao fim. Em 2018, Amber Heard escreve um artigo no Washington Post intitulado "Falei contra a violência sexual e enfrentei a ira de nossa cultura. Isso tem que mudar." Nele, afirma ter vivido um relacionamento abusivo sem mencionar diretamente o nome do abusador. A mensagem de Amber foi entendida pela indústria cinematográfica e as consequências para a carreira de seu ex-marido, o todo-poderoso ator Johnny Depp, são devastadoras. Ele perde seu papel em Animais Fantásticos depois de ter atuado nos 2 primeiros filmes da franquia, e a sequência de seu maior sucesso, Jack Sparrow, em Piratas do Caribe, é descontinuada. Milhões de dólares em cachês vão para o ralo. As consequências do artigo na opinião de Johnny Depp.
People looking at you differently. And then you notice calls stop coming from agents and producers. I don't know if she wanted me to be erased.
Agente e economista relatam as consequências financeiras e profissionais depois da publicação do artigo.
The op-ed, it was impossible to get him a studio film, which is what we normally would have been focused on in that time period.
I concluded that Mr. Depp suffered lost earnings of approximately $40 million.
Porém, a ex-agente de Depp afirma que a sua postura e não o artigo foram responsáveis pelas consequências negativas para sua carreira.
Unprofessional behavior, showing up late to set consistently on virtually every movie, and it made people reluctant to use him.
A questão é, essas consequências foram justas? Para Depp, não. Ele processa Amber em mais de 50 milhões de dólares por difamação. Amber também o processa por difamação em mais de 100 milhões de dólares, pois, segundo ela, um dos advogados de Depp, Adam Waldman, em entrevista ao tabloide britânico The Daily Mail, classifica suas alegações como uma farsa de abuso. Ela foi ao tribunal com contusões pintadas para obter uma ordem de restrição temporária. Seu rosto maltratado era uma farsa. Amber Heard e seus amigos na mídia usaram falsas alegações de violência sexual como espada e escudo dependendo de suas necessidades. Mas vamos explicar essa história. Tudo começa em 2011. Johnny Depp e Amber Heard se conhecem quando atuavam no filme The Rum Diary.
I think there was something in the kiss in the shower that was very real.
It didn't feel like a normal scene anymore. It felt more real.
So that day after work, Miss Heard had come to my trailer. We had a glass of wine and we kissed.
Then we fell in love.
In the beginning of my relationship with Miss Heard, she was too good to be true. She was attentive, loving, smart. For that year or year and a half, it was amazing.
Mesmo gostando muito da Amber, alguns comportamentos estranhos dela começam a chamar a atenção de Depp.
There were a couple of things that, I don't know, stuck in my head that I noticed that I thought might be a little bit of a dilemma at some point. For example, I worked quite a lot, and when I would come home from work, she would sit me down on the couch and give me a glass of wine and take my boots off. I'd never experienced anything like that in my life, and it became a regular thing, this kind of routine. And I remember one night I came home from work, and I think she was on the phone or something, and so I sat down on the couch and I took my boots off, and suddenly Miss Hurd approached with this look on her face that she just said, "What did you just do? What did you do?" I said, "What do you mean?" "You took your boots off." I said, "Yeah, yes, I did. You were busy, you know." No, that's my job. That's what I do. You don't do that. I do that." "Okay, all right then." And then she said, "Let me get you a glass of wine." And she brought me the glass of wine. But I did take pause, of course, at the fact that she was visibly shaken or upset. I had broken her rules of routine. I thought that strange. And then once you notice something like that, then you start to notice other little tidbits and things that come out. And then within a year and a half, she had become this another person almost. I was suddenly just wrong about everything. There were several occasions where Miss Hurd would tell me what a bad father I was, and that I had no idea how to parent. It's to slice you up, it's to bring you down, it's to demean.
Já a Amber tem outra versão.
At first, it was just to throw something, smash some things, threw a glass at me and shattered behind me. And I remember thinking that it, very easily could have hit me.
A irmã e uma amiga de Amber relatam como Depp era agressivo com ela.
You know, he was almost unrecognizable when he was drinking and using to an excess. He would just say really horrible things about her or to her. He called her a f***ing used up trash bag, saggy whore.
Then the door burst open and Johnny came charging in, looked intoxicated, kind of stumbling, and screamed, "Get your bitch out of here," as he ran in my direction.
Do you remember the first time that he physically hit you?
Yes. I asked him about the tattoo he has on his arm. He said it says wino. It says wino, and I laughed and slapped me across the face. He said, "You think it's so funny? You think it's funny, bitch? You think you're a funny bitch?" And he slapped me again. I said, "God, did he just hit me?" No, I knew it was wrong, and I knew that I had to leave him. And that's what broke my heart, because I didn't want to leave him.
Amber grava Depp escondido em uma manhã.
Motherfucker! What happened? Nothing happened this morning, you know that?
Were you in here?
No.
So then nothing happened to you this morning.
Depp no tribunal sendo questionado sobre o vídeo.
And that's you in the video, Mr. Depp, right?
That's correct, sir.
And you would agree that you were violent in that clip, correct?
Clearly I was having a bad time.
You didn't react.
I did assault a couple of cabinets, but I did not touch Miss Hurd.
And,
as you can see, I think, no?
And you may have been drunk in that video, correct?
There's a possibility of that, yes, sir.
You poured yourself a mega pint of red wine, correct?
A mega pint.
Yeah.
I poured myself a large glass of wine.
Right.
I thought it necessary.
Right.
Depp alega que Amber era a agressora e não ele.
Miss Heard, in her frustration and in her rage and her anger, she would strike out. It could begin with a slap. It could begin with a shove. It could begin with, throwing a TV remote at my head. She has a need for conflict. The only thing I learned to do with it is exactly what I did as a child. Retreat.
I didn't punch you, by the way. I'm sorry that I didn't hit you across the face in a proper slap, but I was hitting you. It was not punching you. Babe, you're not punched. I'm sorry I hit you like this, but I did not punch you. I did not deck you. I was hitting you. You're such a baby. Grow the up,
Did you
Johnny.
start physical fights?
I did start a physical fight.
Yeah, you did, so I had
Because
to get out of there. Boxer can't go 12 rounds without a minute break.
I'm not giving you a minute break. You do it at minute 3 at the beginning of an argument.
I go into the bathroom and sit on the floor. Bam, 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 here you come. Okay, so let me go, and you go, and I'll speak to you in a couple hours. Okay? May I go?
Please, it causes me so much stress when you leave, when you walk away from me with that. It's like you don't understand how much worse you're making this.
Em incidente, Depp alega que perdeu parte de dedo por conta das agressões de Heard.
He threw the large bottle, and it made contact and shattered everywhere. I was looking directly at my bones. I said that I had smashed it in these large accordion doors.
Why would you lie about that?
I didn't want to get her in trouble.
O empregado da casa relata sobre o incidente.
Was the vodka bottle intact?
No. Ben, have you ever been so angry with someone you just lost it with them?
Áudios vazados sobre o incidente.
In Australia, when we had the big fight where I lost the tip of my finger, at least 5 bathrooms and 2 bedrooms I went
to avoid talking to me, to
to
avoid working it out. That's
to
the
escape
problem.
the fight.
You don't escape the fight, you escape the solution. We cannot work it out if you run away to the bathroom every time.
The last time that it got crazy between us, I really did think I was going to lose my life this time.
Amber, I lost a finger, man. Come on.
Tell people that it was a fair fight and see what the jury and judge think. Tell the world, Johnny. Tell them Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp, man, I'm a victim too of domestic violence. And
Yes.
I know it's a fair fight. And see how many people believe or side with you.
A maquiadora de Amber confirma que haviam contusões em seu rosto.
We covered, the discoloration, the bruises with a little slightly heavier concealer. Remember clearly talking that we had no other option that night but then to use a red blood, like a really red lipstick to, make sure we could cover up the injuries on the lip.
Because he knows he's lying. Otherwise, why can't he look at me? I survived that man, and I'm here and I'm able to look at him.
O comportamento de Depp de acordo com suas ex-namoradas.
Did Mr. Depp push you in any way down the stairs?
No, he never pushed me, kicked me.
Drunk all the time, a lot of the time. Mr. Depp threw a wine bottle across the room, the hotel room on one instance. He's just a jealous man, controlling where are you going, who are you going with.
Depp alega que Amber defecou em seu travesseiro.
What was the photograph of Mr. Depp?
On my side of the bed, was human fecal matter.
And did you have any discussions with Miss Heard on the way to Coachella that evening?
We had a conversation pertaining to the surprise she left in the boss's bed.
What did Miss Heard say about the defecation in Mr. Depp's bed?
A horrible practical joke gone wrong.
First of all, I don't think that's funny. Disgusting.
What do you recall with respect to a telephone call you received from Amber?
She put me on speakerphone, so I was talking to both of them. Johnny thinks that you and I together defecated on his pillow. And so he got very agitated by the fact that she and I thought it was funny. I heard like a noise and then the phone dropped. He said to her, "Oh, you think I hit you? You think I hit you? What if I peel your hair back?" And then I heard the phone drop again and then I heard her scream. I hung up with her and immediately called 911.
A polícia chegou na cena.
You noticed any injuries on Ms. Heard?
I did not.
Would you agree it's a red mark on her face? I'll ask you.
From what I saw was red from her crying. There was no red marks from any other thing. It was consistent with her crying. Ms. Heard refused any medical treatment and had no visible injuries. There was no sign of struggle.
I did not want to speak to them. I wanted to protect Johnny.
O evento culminou na separação dos dois. 23 de maio de 2016, Amber pediu o divórcio a Depp.
At the time, it felt like the hardest thing I've ever had to do.
And why did you file for divorce?
I knew if I didn't, I'd likely not literally survive.
Quando Amber foi ao tribunal para assinar o divórcio, o site de fofocas TMZ, anonimamente acionado, fotografou contusões em seu rosto. A suspeita era que Amber havia contatado o site para que suas falsas contusões fossem divulgadas na mídia.
Her leaving the courthouse, and then she was going to sort of stop and turn towards the camera to display the bruise on the right side of her face, the alleged bruise.
Did your team of videographers get the shot of Amber Heard?
We did.
They had alerted TMZ that you would be filing a TRO against Mr. Depp that very day, didn't you?
No, I did
The
not.
one day you didn't bother to wear makeup to cover up the mark on your face.
I did not call TMZ or any other news source.
Faked bruises on your face. Is that true?
Absolutely not. I didn't need to.
Com o divórcio, Depp teve que pagar 7 milhões de dólares para Amber. Ela prometeu que usaria esse dinheiro para a caridade.
Had any payments been made by Miss Heard to the Children's Hospital in connection with the $3.5 million pledge?
$250,000.
So after this December 2018 donation, has Ms. Heard made any donations directly or indirectly to the ACLU?
No, we learned that she was having financial difficulties.
So in this October 2018 interview, you said that you had, quote, donated, end quote, your entire divorce settlement to charity, right?
That's correct.
As of today, you have not donated, paid $7 million of your divorce settlement to charity, right?
I have not been able to fulfill those obligations yet.
And that's because you did want something. You wanted Mr. Depp's money.
Didn't get it, wasn't interested in it.
I spoke up against sexual violence and faced our culture's wrath. That has to change, end quote. Do you find that Mr. Depp has proven all the elements of defamation? Answer, yes. 2, quote, then 2 years ago, I became a public figure representing domestic abuse, and I felt the full force of our culture's wrath for women who speak out, end quote. Do you find that Mr. Depp has proven all the elements of defamation? Answer, yes. 3, quote, I had the rare vantage point of seeing in real time how institutions protect men. Do you find that Mr. Depp has proven all the elements of defamation? Answer, yes. We, the jury, award compensatory damages in the amount of $10 million. We, the jury, award punitive damages in the amount of $5 million. John C. Depp II, we, the jury, award compensatory damages in the amount of $2 million. We, the jury, award punitive damages in the amount of $0.
Johnny Depp levou a melhor nas 3 acusações de difamação contra Amber Heard, que deverá indenizar a seu ex-marido $15 milhões. A justiça americana também condenou Depp por difamação através de seu advogado Adam Waldman. Depp deverá pagar à ex-mulher $2 milhões. Fala galera, beleza? Bem-vindo na voz de novo aqui. Galera, tenho aquela pergunta de novo pra vocês. E ela é bem simples desse vídeo, o que vocês acharam do veredicto? Vocês estão do lado do Johnny Depp ou da Amber Heard? E é isso, galera. Se puder, deixa aquele like, se inscreve, compartilha no canal, ativa o sininho. E é isso, galera. Bem cá, out!